Yeah, let's get it. What's up, Eagle Nation's fans, and welcome to the Fan Cave, where it doesn't matter where you live as long as Eagle Pride is what you give. I'm your host, OGP, and you know the deal. It's time to get real. You see the ticker and the thumbnail title, and you know that it's time for this show to drop one more video. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so that you know when more content comes down. I'm excited because hey, look, the Eagles are doing some things that I think that setting them apart, but I want to serve some notice today. I really do, and that's why I'm coming to you the way that I'm going to be coming, because it's about news, views, and previews here on the Eagle Nation's fans, the Eagle Nation Fan Cave. And listen, I want to talk about some things that I think that are very important. You know, what you see, I've seen before the when at the start of the before the draft, prior to the draft, there was so much negativity talking about the Eagles. Actually, there wasn't a whole lot of talking about the Eagles at all. But then it transitioned from hardly any talk to it being negative talk, and it continues to be negative talk about Jalen Hurts. We know that, right? Can he make that transition and grow? He's grown every year he's been in playing football. I mean, this guy, didn't he throw for 50 touchdowns at Oklahoma? Anyway, the bottom line is they want to try to make it a negative thing. It doesn't matter. But then it's going from that to now they're trying to hype the Eagles. They're trying to hype us up and make it look like we're the team to beat. And they're trying to make the comparison between us and supposedly Dream Team, which was never even came out of our mouths. It was something that the media put out there. And that's what they do. They take something that's a question or something or a comment they made, and then and get the player to talk about it, and then they use it as fodder. And that's what they did. That's what they did back then. So the bottom line is, this is not the dream team. It's nowhere near the dream team, and we never had a dream team. I mean, dream team. So I mean, if you look at the differences between the ages of the guys that was on that team and the guys that are on this team, I mean, we have some elder statesmen, but you need some seasoned vets. But if we were to look at that other team, the team where I believe it was the 2011, I think it was. When you look at some people like Ronnie Brown was 30 years old, Nnamdi Asomugha was 30, Jamal Jackson was 31, Babin was 31, Jenkins was 30, Samuel was 30, Vic was 31, and Hanson was 30. These guys were old. These guys were old, but you're not looking at that now. We're looking at a young team that has the possibility of being together for a long time. It's not near that we had before, because back then it was just, and 2017 the same way. They were players that were on the end of their career, looking for one more hurrah, looking for one more shot at the brass ring, and it failed. It failed because they didn't come with the kind of teamwork and camaraderie that this team is coming with. And so I'm really happy with what I'm seeing as far as I think it's very smart, not taking advantage of the OTAs and not getting these guys out here and making them work as hard as, I mean, putting them in the books, because if you get the mind right, the body's going to follow. If you get the mind right, the body will follow. So I think it's important that they do exactly what they're doing. I think Nick Sirianni is doing a good thing in that he's gotten them studying the plays, studying the books, and building teamwork and building esprit de corps and bringing it. And that's what we do in the military. When I was in the military, that's what we did when I played high school and college sports. That's what we did when we did in different groups that I've been a part of. So it's one of those kinds of things that will take you a long way if you really invest in each other rather than just knowing your job. I mean, all the other stuff will come. But you know, I'm looking at what we're seeing with the Eagles right now, and I'm really motivated and really happy with what I see with the Eagles. But the media, they want to try to hype us up, because you know, when you hype something up, chances are it doesn't live up to the hype. So that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that we don't live up to the hype. So what we have to do is not buy it, not buy the hype. And that's exactly what I believe that the Eagles organization is not doing. They're not buying into the hype. And I think that's what you have to do, because what they want to do is to see us fail. You know, that's what they want to do. You know, that's what the media wants to do. You know, and it's not only just the national media, it's even some of the local media. Some of these content creators I can't even look at. Some of these, and they're close to the organization, a lot closer than I am. But the negativity that comes from some of these older kinds of content creators that supposedly are a part of the organization, to me, are as bad as the national media. So I'm glad that there's some of the less known content creators that I think that are doing great job. They may not be as polished, and we may not be as polished, but I think it's all about that heart. It's all about how you really feel right in here about the Eagles. And some of these folks, man, they don't have that. You can tell but where their narrative is coming from, that they don't have a real positive sense about this team for whatever reason. But the bottom line is, I do, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that do as well. So I'm excited about that. Now, I want to talk about something else that I think that's real important, and that is, I hear people talking about Jalen Hurts, and I hear them saying, well, it's all on Jalen Hurts. It's all on Jalen Hurts. He's got all the tools. He's got everything in place. Listen, Jalen Hurts has no more pressure on him. And I said it before, and I'll continue to say it. He has no more pressure on him than any other NFL quarterback. Because the bottom line is, if you don't perform, you don't do what you're being paid to do, you don't live up to the hype, then you'll be replaced too. Not just Jalen. Oh, they got everything in place. They can just plug and play. Just take him out and put somebody else in. Well, why? This is his second year as a starter. Second year. Are you serious? Are you serious now? And he took us to the playoffs his first year. But if it was someone else, we would have a different narrative. But the bottom line is Jalen Hurts. And the bottom line is, you can tell those that really are Eagles fans and those that are Jalen Hurts haters. There's haters out there for whatever reason. The man is a winner. He's won everywhere he's went. So what are you talking about? You just have something against him. And that's the bottom line. So no matter what he does, there's going to be something that you're going to rationalize, even if it goes out and he's successful. The reason why he was successful was because of all the players that were put around him. Unlike Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or whoever, they don't have all the tools that Jalen Hurts. There's going to be some other narrative that's going to come up, and they're going to say as to why Jalen Hurts isn't the reason for the success. So because there's going to always be haters. So get ready for it. It's going to be, regardless of what Jalen Hurts does this year, there's going to be haters. If he succeeds, there's going to be haters. They're going to say it's because the players around him. And if he doesn't succeed, then they're going to say it's because the players around him and he's not good enough. But that's the way it is. But I know, and there are sincere football fans and Eagle fans that understand that you don't go anywhere without a good quarterback. You don't go anywhere without a good quarterback. And we have one. We have one that I think is a generational talent. And I think we've got one that's not satisfied. See, the thing about Jalen Hurts is he doesn't have real high highs and real low lows. He basically stays even keel. That's the kind of quarterback you need. Because he's not going to be emotionally charged, or he's not going to be depressed by any situation. He's going to pretty much stay even keel. Unlike Carson Wentz, who wasn't able to emotionally handle the pressure. I believe Jalen Hurts is of the temperament that will be able to carry us through. He showed that at Alabama when he was benched and came back and led him to the SEC championship. He has shown that. He has shown that he can throw the ball, because he was throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy and at Oklahoma, I believe it was, and threw for 50 touchdowns, I believe it was, whatever it was. Or maybe it was 30. I don't know what it was, but it was a lot. The bottom line is he has the capability to be a generational quarterback for the next 10 years. 10 years, 10 years. Okay. All right. So I want to talk about this. So what we're hearing now is that Sean Steichen took over the offensive play calling mid-season last year and took it through the rest of the year. And so he's getting credit. He's getting credit for the success by a lot of media. He's getting the credit for the success that the Eagles had. Well, I mean, the bottom line is Sean Steichen couldn't do anything that Nick Sirianni did okay, because Nick Sirianni is the head coach. So the bottom line is, even though Steichen may have been calling the plays, and he said he admitted it himself. If the head coach wanted to call a play, he could. If Sirianni wanted to call a play, he could call a play anytime he wanted. He could change the call whatever he wanted to. But Steichen is going to be the play caller this year. Now, my question is, I hear everybody say, well, my question is, could this be a setup? Could this be a setup if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, could this be Sirianni's way of setting Steichen up so that he takes the fall if Jalen Hurts doesn't have a good season? Is it a way is that a possibility? I don't know. I think it is. It could be a possibility. He won't be the first offensive coordinator that's on his sword for a head coach. So, I mean, hey, it's possible. I'm not saying that's so, but Sirianni, I hear people saying, well, his plate is full and he needs to take some things off his plate. Okay, I get that. And I commend him for being able to do that. I think what Sirianni has done to this point is shown the flexibility to let his ego get it out of the way. We'll see. But this could be a ploy for him to not take the fall if this the offense doesn't work well this year. But I think it will. I really do think that it will. And if it does, we may be looking at Steichen as an offensive coordinator somewhere, or we may be looking at him even as a head coach somewhere else. So, you know how they like taking folks from the Eagles. Anyway, we have, I'm going to be talking a little bit in another broadcast about some of the replacements that have taken place in the front office. I think that's important that we talk about it as well, because a lot of these teams are siphoning the front office people from our organization. Have been doing that for a long time. But that says a lot about the culture that we build in Philadelphia. It says a lot, and players for the most part want to come play here, and I think the reason why they want to come and play here is because of the organization. It's because of the organization, firstly. Secondly, it's because of the fans. The fans are very, very rabid. They are very supportive, but they hold you accountable. And some players can appreciate that. I don't think Carson Wentz could, because Carson Wentz has never been able to hold himself accountable or been held accountable until he came here in Philadelphia. He never played in front of the kind of fans that are in Philadelphia, or Eagle fans, because we know it doesn't matter where you live as long as Eagle pride is what you give, because we Eagles go and they're everywhere. Eagle fans are everywhere. I'm in DC, and Eagle fans come in to FedEx Field and take it over. Take it over when we play the Commanders or the Redskins or the whatever, Washington football team. But for sure, the Eagle fans travel well wherever the Eagles play, and the Eagle players have admitted it, you know. So I'm proud of my Eagle team, you know. The last thing I want to talk about on this broadcast is there's been this broadcast, I think it's on the Pivot, where they talk about where DJack and Shady McCoy were talking about Donovan McNabb. Now, first of all, okay, Donovan McNabb may not have been the best teammate, and it's coming out that he wasn't. But the thing that gets me is, you know, I think, you know, how did that? I mean, who did Donovan say that to? If it was Vic or whoever it was, you know, that's some really kind of weak stuff to be able to go out and talk about what another dude said about you. I mean, that's, you know, that's kind of, well, he said you shouldn't go, man. That chicks do that. Dudes don't do that. I mean, you know, so however it got back to DJack, that McNabb said whatever he said, whatever way he was feeling. Okay, bottom line is, okay, he felt that way. So, I mean, so what did that? I mean, I don't see, and for DJack to bring that out now, I think that's a little immature as well. I think it's a little, you know, kind of bitchy. I think it's a little, you know, I really think it's kind of a punk move, because the bottom line is, okay, he felt that you didn't deserve to go to both. He didn't think that you should have went to the Pro Bowl as a punt returner and a wide receiver. So you did. So whatever McNabb felt about it, it held of little value. So, but I mean, some of these dudes act like chicks, man. They really do. They're as catty as females, and worse, you know. So, I mean, you know, McNabb, okay, you know, he wasn't the best teammate. He threw up in the Super Bowl. What more embarrassment can you receive than to throw up on a global stage? So, I mean, if he said that and he was a bad teammate, he got his just desserts. So it's not something that needs to really be talked about. But what's really important is the stark contrast of this team. When you got someone like Jalen Hurts, who's showing the leadership, who's showing the unselfishness and the esprit de corps, and lifting up his teammates and standing in the gap, that makes the difference. That's true leadership. This young man is a leader, and a leader is going to take his team to great heights. And then people are going to get on the wagon and claim that they've been on the wagon all along. But you know, a lot of these dudes, man, they're not on the wagon. They're not a fan. They not. All they are fair weather fans. That's all they are. And then when the weather is good, they claim that they've always been on the wagon. You and I know that they haven't been, right? We know that they haven't been. Well, you know, I said from the very start. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because I remember. I have a very good memory. You did not say this, that, and the other. You were talking about that he was going to do this. Well, what are you going to do if he doesn't do? Well, yeah, okay. But that's not what fans do. You didn't do that with Carson. No, you didn't. You didn't do that. You didn't even do it with Nick Foles. So why is it such an issue now? This man has done, I mean, the pedigree of Jalen Hurts is so high. So high. He's played on the highest and the most pro-ready conference in college football. And he, I mean, as a freshman, he shined. So I mean, but for some reason, we want to think that he doesn't have the ability. Listen, I know I keep talking about Jalen because I am a fan. I am a fan because I believe in, if we're going to win, you've got to believe in your quarterback. You've got to believe in your quarterback. If you don't believe in your quarterback, what he's supposed to be the face of the franchise. He's supposed to be your leader. And if you don't believe in him and the team don't believe in him, you're only going to go as far as that team believes in that quarterback. And what I see now, I see A.J. Brown, I see Smith, I see these guys really buying in to Jalen. And so I believe if they buy in and the fans buy in, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. But there's always going to be those that have something negative to say. Well, that's about all I want to share today, Eagles fans. You know, it's Eagle Nation Fan Cave. I'm your host, OGP, and I'm just happy. I want you to help me out by subscribing, and sharing, and hit the notification bell to help this channel. I'm a young channel getting out there, but I'm gonna keep it real, because you know the deal. We got to keep it real, because that's what it's all about. That's what Eagle fans do. We keep it real, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. But and so I'm gonna bring the thunder. I'm gonna bring it each and every time. When it comes to talking about my team, I'm gonna be sticking up for them. I can go get the stats if I have to, but I'm gonna come from here and here when it comes to my team, because you know we have the tools to go really. I think 13 wins, and I think a chance at the Super Bowl. I really do. I really do think that some folks say, well, we're just going to win one playoff game. Nah, I don't. No. I'm a firm believer that we can take it all the way. I really do. Some folks think, just one playoff win, because you want to lowball it and low ceiling it. No, I shoot for the high ceiling, man, the highest, and I'm looking for the Super Bowl out there in Arizona. So anyway, this is OGP, and I appreciate you coming. Until the next time we come together, peace.